Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Reincarnation for All. I Can Amplify Everything. Chapter 21. Gravel splashed. Dust flew up. A collision, with Su Hao and Mo Lai as the center, within a radius of nearly 10 feet was a mess, as if bombed. However, when the dust dispersed and everyone saw the scene in the arena, Su Hao withstood Mo Lai's terrifying punch with one hand, but did not retreat a single step, and even his expression did not change, as if he had just received a blow from a child-just fist. As for Mo Lai, his eyes widened. How is it possible? Mo Lai almost punched with all his strength, but Su Hao took it so easily. This is completely beyond Mo Lai's imagination. Could it be that the young man in front of him looks young, but is actually a rejuvenated dragon transformation grandmaster? Your strength is too weak. Take a punch from me too. Su Hao said coldly. The moment the words fell, Su Hao made a move. 4 layers of dragon elephant golden body. Boom. Su Hao activated the golden body of the dragon elephant. A burst of force exploded in his body, causing his robe to bulge, automatic without wind, and his right fist was struck out suddenly. Chila. With this punch, a terrifying strong wind swept across, and it could blow people away alive. The fist rubbed against the air, and there was a faint glare of fire. It didn't look like a flesh and blood body. What? Mo Lai's pupils contracted, and it became difficult for him to breathe in the face of this punch, and the speed of this punch made him unable to dodge, so he could only grit his teeth and cross his arms in front of him, resisting forcefully. Su Hao's heavy blow. Boom. At the moment when the fist was close to the body, Mo Lai fully realized what it means to block a car with a mantis arm. His entire burly body was thrown upside down, accompanied by the loud sound of bones bursting, blood spurted from his mouth, and his internal organs were injured. Damage. Boom. Mo Lai, who flew upside down, hit the metal prison door with his back, collapsing and shattering it, and fell heavily on the ground, with blood gushing out from his mouth. He wanted to stand up, but he couldn't do it several times. Unable to even get up, he opened his mouth. His eyes were full of disbelief and unwillingness, his head tilted and he passed out. It's like being crushed by a giant beast. Gudong. In the dungeon, Shangguanan, the jailer, and other Mokui sect warriors who witnessed this scene all swallowed their saliva and were stunned. The deputy suzerain, lost. All the Mo sect warriors were ashen-faced. They had hoped that Mo Lai would be able to rescue them out of trouble, but Mo Lai was punched half to death by Su Hao in the blink of an eye. Could it be that Mo Lai's injury hasn't recovered yet? Isn't his strength at its peak? And some jailers couldn't believe that Mo Lai would be defeated by a young man they didn't know. They guessed in their hearts that Mo Lai might not have recovered from his serious injuries before, otherwise he wouldn't be defeated by Su Hao. Strong. Too strong. This Su Hao's strength is far beyond imagination. Bottomless. Didn't he use all his strength to hide Shui Wuan last time? As for Shangguanan, it was clear that Mo Lai's injury was not healed, but that Su Hao's strength was too strong, far above Mo Lai's. Shangguanan felt that he hadn't done his best to kill Shui Wu and Su Hao last time. However, Shangguanan didn't know that Su Hao's strength had improved by leaps and bounds in this month. The 4-story dragon elephant golden body is enough to crush most of the so-called strong men in the Tianbang. Su Hao had a faint smile on his face. The dragon elephant golden body has reached the 4th floor. Su Hao can easily defeat the warriors who are ranked in the heaven list by relying on physical strength alone. Not only that, Su Hao's room for improvement is very huge. If he absorbs the skills of these demon sect warriors, and pushes the 9 yin manual and the dragon elephant golden body to a perfect state, he can still go to the next level. Has the matter been resolved? And when the other strong men arrived, they were undoubtedly astonished to find out that Mo Lai escaped from prison in vain. Su Hao didn't delay either. With beaming divine art, nearly 10 demon sect innate warriors, including Mo Lai, had completely absorbed all the hard work of the innate warriors of the demon sect. Su Hao then returned to the palace where he lived. Today's battle was a small episode for Su Hao, but it undoubtedly made him even more important in the eyes of the royal family. Mo Lai, a powerhouse who ranked more than 30 in the heaven list, was easily defeated by Su Hao. Su Hao may be able to become a master of dragon transformation within 100 years. Su Hao ignored these, and returned to the palace. Su Hao began to retreat and refine the large amount of junqi accumulated in his body. The lifetime skills of 10 innate warriors are better than thousands of panaceas for Su Hao. Wisps of pure stellar qi were refined. Su Hao's skill was rising rapidly at an unimaginable speed, and the seventh cyclone in his body was opening up. Boom! As the stellar qi was refined, the seventh nine yin cyclone was born in Su Hao's body, and his cultivation level was also promoted from the fifth level of innate to the sixth level of innateness. This is just the beginning. With the passing of time, under the refining of a large amount of stellar energy, the eighth cyclone was opened, and Su Hao stepped into the realm of the eighth level of congenital. At this time, the skills of 10 innate warriors absorbed in his body only spent half of it. Achieving perfection in one breath. Su Hao is very excited, and wants to push the 9 yin scriptures to the perfection of the 9 chapters in one fell swoop, and reach the congenital perfection. Boom! Finally, it took a month for Su Hao to refine all the gang qi accumulated in his body, and he also opened up the ninth 9 yin cyclone in his body. Crash! The 9 cyclones are connected in a line, and the surging qi is endless, as if it is continuous and never exhausted. The 9 chapters of the 9 yin manual are complete, successful. Finally, I have practiced the 9 yin manual to perfection. My cultivation has also reached the great perfection of the 10 heavenly heavens. A gratified smile appeared on Su Hao's face uncontrollably. In order to practice the 9 yin manual to a perfect state, both talent and hard work are indispensable, but Su Hao relied on his unique conditions and the cooperation of Baiming's magical skills to push it to the top in just over a year. To the realm of 9 chapters of consummation, this is simply unique. The 9 yin scriptures have reached the state of perfection in the 9 chapters. The qi in my body is endless and almost inexhaustible. The various martial arts that are matched with the 9 yin scriptures have also undergone transformation. Only with the completion of the 9 yin scriptures, I can be almost invincible under the Dragon Transformation Grandmaster, and at least I can also enter the top 10 of the heaven list. Su Hao felt the 9 yin whirlwinds in his body that were constantly spinning, and he nodded in satisfaction. The 9 yin manual is a top-level martial art book, and if you practice it to the perfection of the 9 chapters, you will be almost invincible in the world. Su Hao can win the top 10 list only by relying on the strength of the 9 yin manual. Not to mention that Su Hao still has the golden body of the dragon elephant. How strong can he be if he pushes the golden body of the dragon elephant to the 13th level of perfection? Su Hao found that he was infinitely close to his goal of becoming the strongest in the world. Chapter 22. The next step is the dragon elephant golden body. My 9 yin manual has reached perfection. No one can match the depth of my inner strength under the Dragon Transformation Master. I will definitely be able to practice the dragon elephant golden body to perfection. Su Hao didn't stop there. The 9 yin scriptures reached perfection, and his dragon elephant golden body can also improve rapidly. Call. Su Hao sat cross-legged and began to practice the dragon elephant golden body. In his body, a trace of dragon elephant power was quickly born, tempering his body, causing his body to transform into a stronger body. The power of terror. Half a month later, Su Hao successfully broke into the 5th floor of the dragon elephant golden body, and his strength once again skyrocketed by 100,000 jin. The next step is to slowly raise the dragon elephant golden body to the state of perfection. Everything will come naturally. Su Hao still has plenty of time. Half a year passed quickly, and Su Hao spent all of it in retreat. Roar. In the quiet and closed palace, there was a sound of dragon elephants roaring at this moment. Su Hao sat cross-legged quietly. A powerful force overflowed from his body, and unexpectedly condensed into one. The head is like a phantom of a real dragon elephant, flipping and galloping, extremely miraculous. Su Hao slowly opened his eyes. His eyes seemed to contain infinite power. A look can make people feel short of breath. The dragon elephant golden body prajna kung fu has also reached the 13th level of perfection. Now I have a single arm with 1.4 million caddies of divine power. An ordinary innate is in front of me, and I can poke him to death with one finger. A trace of surprise and smile appeared on Su Hao's face. Even Su Hao was shocked by his current horror. The 9 chapters of the 9 yin mantra are complete, and the internal energy in his body is almost endless and never exhausted. In terms of body, He is the peak of the 13th layer of the dragon elephant golden body, and his physique is innate at the same level, more than 10 times perfect. Now that Su Hao is so powerful, any so-called strong man in the Tianbang will be like a chicken and a dog in front of him, vulnerable to a single blow. The next step is to break through the dragon transformation realm and become the real strongest. Su Hao suppressed his emotions and knew his goal very well. Master of Dragon Transformation. This is the true peak combat power in this world. Reaching the realm of Dragon Transformation Grandmaster, he will have a 1,000-year lifespan, and even be able to fly in the air. In the eyes of ordinary people, he is no different from a fairy god. Mortal turns into a dragon. As for how to reach the dragon transformation realm, Su Hao has also seen it in the Sutra Pavilion in the Imperial City, that is to reach the ultimate, break through the ultimate, and achieve sublimation. But it is too difficult to complete this step. As far as Su Hao knows, there is only one dragon transformation grandmaster in the current Imperial City, and that is Cao Qiansui Cao Tiangong, who is on the list of gods. This Cao Tiangong's life is quite legendary. He was born in a poor mountain village when he was young. In order to survive, he entered the palace and became a young eunuch. However, Cao Tiangong has a very high talent in martial arts and accidentally came into contact with martial arts, and it was out of control, and his skills improved rapidly. Cao Tiangong soon gained the respect of the previous emperors of Xia, and he was his right-hand man. He followed him to fight in the north and south, and made countless contributions. His reputation shook the world. At an advanced age, he pushed his Tiangong boy kung fu beyond the limit, an unprecedented level, successfully passed the barrier of dragon transformation, and became a true dragon transformation master, a generation of martial arts myths. Cao Tiangong, who became the master of dragon transformation, undoubtedly has an amazing status in the great Xia dynasty. The Xia emperor has changed nearly 10 times, but he remains the same. It seems that if you have a chance, you can ask this Cao Qiansui for advice. Su Hao thought, this Cao Tiangong is the master of dragon transformation. If he can communicate with him, maybe it will help his breakthrough. However, it is said that Cao Tiangong has been in seclusion all year round, and if he wants to go further, unless something major happens, even Emperor Xia dare not disturb him. The days passed peacefully like this, but the calm was only temporary. Assassins. There are assassins. That night, it was already late at night, and the entire imperial city was very quiet, but at this time, there were sharp and frightened voices, and then there was the sound of clanging bells resounding throughout the entire imperial city. An assassin appeared, and it seemed that this assassin was not an ordinary person, otherwise he would have been taken down by the masters in the imperial city long ago, so he would not have made such a big fuss and caused such a huge commotion. Go and see. Su Hao also heard the bell, frowned slightly, and decided to check the situation. Leaping out, Su Hao saw flames rising into the sky in the distance, and the assassin seemed to set off a big fire, which was extremely arrogant and unscrupulous. Ha ha ha. Is this the most heavily guarded imperial city in the great Xia dynasty? It's just a bunch of trash. And on the roof of the building in the distance, several figures were chasing a man. The man being chased laughed wildly. No matter how many strong men behind him chased him, it was difficult to touch the corner of his clothes. Damn it. It's Sun Shengxing, who is known as the supreme protector of Shengxing. His lightness kung fu is unparalleled in the world, and even the strong-like General Yuanpo can't keep up with it. The warriors in the imperial city were startled and angry when they saw this scene. The man who was being chased looked fine and thin, with excellent lightness skills, as fast as lightning, and as agile as a flying swallow. Can't keep up with him at all. This man's name is Sun Shengxing, and he has a great reputation in Zhonghu. He is a congenitally perfect strong man, and there is nothing extraordinary about his combat power, but his lightness kung fu is the best in the world, and no one can match him. Now Sun Shengxing walks like a leisurely stroll in the imperial city. It can be seen that his lightness kung fu is outstanding. Sun Shengxing laughed loudly, playing with the pursuers behind him, and carried a sleeping child on his shoulders, but he frowned slightly. I made such a big noise, and Cao Tiangong didn't show up. Go. Get out of here first. Sun Shengxing waited for a long time, and finally shook his head, urging his posture to shoot towards the distance like an arrow. Chasing. Chase. Sun Shengxing has robbed the ninth prince, so he must not let him go. Yu Wenpo shouted angrily, and pursued Sun Shengxing with a few other innate powerhouses. Not long ago, Sun Shengxing sneaked into the imperial city, not only set a big fire, but also robbed the still young ninth son of Emperor Xia in the heavily guarded imperial city. If Sun Shengxing abducted the ninth prince, it would make the entire imperial city lose face, and it would be a great shame. Su Hao saw this scene from a distance, and followed him. At the same time, he was puzzled. Isn't Cao Tiangong making a move? Cao Tiangong has been sitting in the imperial city all year round. It stands to reason that he should have acted long ago with such a big commotion now. There is no reason why he rushed here. Cao Tiangong and other dragon masters didn't notice it. Could it be that something happened to him? Chapter 23. Su Hao, Yu Wenpo and others chased after them with all their might, and soon the group rushed out of the great Xia imperial capital and came to a wilderness. Let's see what kind of medicine this guy sells. Different from the anxiety of Yu Wenpo and others, Su Hao's heart is very calm. This Shengxing Taibao, Sun Shengxing, obviously has light skills and a higher speed than Yu Wenpo and others, but he deliberately does not shake off Yu Wenpo and others, but seems to deliberately slow down to lure them out. With Su Hao's consummated 9-yin mantra combined with lightness kung fu and body method of spiral 9 shadows, it is no worse than Shengxing Taibao, but Su Hao deliberately slowed down the speed to see what the purpose of Sun Shengxing is. On Sun Shengxing's shoulder, carrying a sleeping child, it was the ninth prince. At this time, Sun Shengxing stopped in a wilderness, not running away. Yu Wenpo and others also stopped, looking at him vigilantly. Sun Shengxing turned his head to look at Yu Wenpo. He sneered and said, General Jin, Yu Wenpo is nothing more than that. I heard that you were ranked 30th in the heaven list, but even I, an unknown pawn on the sky list, can't do anything about it. Yu Wenpo, the top expert of the royal family, ranked 30th in the heaven list, higher than Mo Lai. At this time he was teased. He gritted his teeth. Sun Shengxing, you are just faster. Let me fight head on. I will let you. I can kill you with one hand. Sun Shengxing laughed, but said loudly, I won't fight with you. If you want to fight, someone will fight with you. As soon as the words fell, the faces of Yu Wenpo and others changed slightly. In the darkness not far away, 2 ghostly shadows appeared silently. It was a man in black and a woman in white. They were pale and expressionless, and there was no aura of strangers in their bodies. These two are not weak. The first time Su Hao saw the man in black and the woman in white, he could feel the extraordinary aura of each other. These are 2 innate warriors, and they are both innate powerhouses. Seeing these 2 people, Yu Wenpo and others changed their expressions slightly. Is it black and white impermanence? Black and white are impermanent. These are 2 well-known devils in the Zhonghu, a pair of brother and sister. Both of them have reached innate perfection in their own cultivation, and they are listed in the heaven list. One is ranked 18th and the other is ranked 19th. Fighting alone, the strength of the 2 is already extremely strong, and they are good at the art of joint attack, and their strength will increase dramatically when they join forces. Even the top 10 fighters in the heaven list may fall at any time when they face them. This kind of magic powerhouse will appear here. No wonder Yuan's expression changes. The man in black, Hai Wucheng's voice was cold, resounding in everyone's ears. Didn't Cao Tiangong show up? Well, I deliberately delayed for so long in the imperial city, and slowed down along the way, and Cao Tiangong didn't show up either. Sure enough, as the rumors say, Cao Tiangong has reached his twilight years, and he is about to die. Take your time to do other things. Sun Shengxing on the side laughed. This was a test. Sun Shengxing invaded the imperial city and robbed the ninth prince in order to test the condition of Cao Tiangong, the patron saint of the great Xia dynasty. If Cao Tiangong was in good condition and the ninth prince was robbed, he had no reason not to act. And once Cao Tiangong made a move, Sun Shengxing also thought of a way out. With the 9 princes as hostages, even if Cao Tiangong made a move, he could easily retreat completely. Now it seems that I am worrying too much. Cao Tiangong, the master of dragon transformation, has gone through thousands of years, and he has reached the point where he is exhausted and at the end of his strength. Once this old fellow Cao Tiangong dies, the great Xia dynasty will definitely be turned upside down. Bai Wucheng, a woman in white, said with a cold expression on her face. People of the demonic way hate Cao Tiangong very much. Many demonic sects, such as the Mokui sect, were destroyed by Cao Tiangong. Once he dies, many demonic sects will inevitably enter the imperial city and overthrow the current Great Xia dynasty. These guys. Yu Wenpo's expression was gloomy. These demonic people are really unscrupulous, even Grandmaster Huolong dares to test. Okay, sister, I got good news today, and these guys, let's kill them all. He Wuchang laughed heartily. At the same time, he licked his lips with his scarlet tongue, and looked at Yu Wenpo and his party, making no secret of their murderous intent. In their eyes, this group of people was already dead. Go, go, scatter and run away. Yu Wenpo yelled immediately and told everyone to run away separately. This black and white is impermanent, and their combat strength alone is in the top 20 of the celestial list. Together, they are close to the top 10 of the celestial list. It is simply not something they can handle. At this time, they can only run away. However, one person did not move, it was Su Hao. Su Hao looked at black and white Wuchang and the others, and he said calmly, I have benefited a lot from the royal family, and I can repay the favor of the royal family by getting rid of you today. As soon as these words came out, a strange look appeared on He Wuchang's face, and Bai Wuchang couldn't help laughing out loud. Boy, you probably don't know who we are, do you? Black and White Impermanence, a well-known powerhouse in the magic way, is soul-stirring and extremely murderous. The combination of the two has never failed, and it is not comparable to ordinary warriors. Brother Su, this combination of Black and White Impermanence has the combat power of the top 10 in the heaven list. We are not its opponent at all, so don't make unnecessary sacrifices. Yu Wenpo at the side hurriedly said to Su Hao, thinking that he didn't know how powerful these two were. Su Hao has a record of suppressing Mo Lai, but the combination of the two is far from what Mo Lai can match. They are not in my eyes yet. Su Hao said. He is telling the truth. Any innate realm is nothing more than that in the eyes of Su Hao today, including the top of the list. What a big tone. Even Hai Wuchang, who had a gloomy personality, snorted coldly when he heard the words. His eyes flashed with murderous intent, and he was irritated by Su Hao's arrogant words. As for Sun Shengxing on the side, he was afraid that the two would underestimate the enemy, so he said to Black and White Wuchang, you too, this kid is named Su Hao, and he is a young master who has risen to fame recently. Even Mo Lai was defeated by him, you must not be careless. You don't need to say more. Brother, kill him together. Bai Wuchang shouted. Bai Wuchang and He Wuchang moved together, and their body surfaces had completely different natures of astral energy gushing out. Bai Wuchang's astral energy was cold and soft, like ice, forming a thick layer on the ground, thick ice. And the Gang Qi in He Wuchang's body is crimson, exuding billowing heat, making the surrounding trees burn like ice and fire. Very scary. Looking from a distance, Yu Wenpo and the others gasped. Centered on Black and White Impermanence, within a radius of 30 feet, the left half was blazing with fire, while the right half was covered with frost, and the air was pervasive. Or, there is only one dead end. Chapter 24. Impermanence Kills. Spectre Ghosts. Yin and Yang Hooks. The Black and White Impermanence grasped empty palms. Flames and frost converged and condensed into two chains. One was formed of raging fire, and the firelight flowed, and the other was condensed by ice crystals, making the bone cold. Shish. There was a sound of piercing through the air, and two soul hooks tore through the air, lashing towards Su Hao from left and right. Fire and ice mingled. Black and White Impermanence is extremely powerful alone, let alone a joint attack of the two. It is simply not something that ordinary people can compete with. Facing the whipping of the two with the hooking rope, Su Hao didn't show any emotion at all. He swung a pair of meat fists and struck out from left and right to forcefully shake the two hooking ropes. Bang bang. Amidst the violent impact, the fist collided with the hook, and the two huge forces exploded, setting off a huge shock wave that spread in all directions. The ground within a radius of tens of meters shattered, earth and rocks rolled, and ice, air and flames overflowed. This frightening movement can be clearly felt even if it is 10 miles away. What? A huge force surged from the hook, and the shaking Black and White Impermanence made their arms numb. They looked horrified, and they used their fists to forcefully shake their hook. This is something they have never experienced before. Tie him up, He Wuchang sternly said. He and Bai Wuchang moved together. The two soul-hunting ropes seemed to be alive. They swung in the air, wrapped Su Hao several times, and bound them tightly. You are dead. Bai Wuchang grinned grimly, and passed the icy Gang Qi into Su Hao's body continuously along the hooking rope, while He Wuchang sent his hot Gang Qi out. Two energies with completely different properties enter the body, which can instantly smash the bound opponent to pieces and blow them apart. However, something happened that made black and white impermanent astonishing. A steady stream of stellar energy poured into Su Hao's body, just like a bull into the sea. Su Hao's 9 yin mantra has reached the perfection of 9 chapters. The 9 yin cyclones in his body rotated and easily dissolved the 2 Gang Qi that entered his body, making it difficult to hurt him in the slightest. Su Hao yawned, and said in a lack of interest, "Is this the only trick you two have?" As soon as these words came out, Yu Wenpo and the others clicked their tongues and felt their scalps go numb. This is the black and white impermanence of the giants of the demonic way. Su Hao can face their joint attacks so easily, as if he is playing with them. Seeing this scene, a congenital martial artist in the imperial city was shocked. Su Hao was the first one to be so relaxed and calm in the face of black and white impermanence. Court death. Black and white impermanence saw that Su Hao looked like he was about to fall asleep. Their teeth were almost gnawed, their pale faces flushed with anger. The two brothers and sisters are long-established magic giants, all over the world. Who dares to underestimate them so much? Then let you understand how the dead characters are written. Black and white impermanence said. Their palms were held together, and the two energies with completely different natures merged together at this moment. Boom. As if a chemical reaction had occurred, a huge earthquake in the void condensed into a huge millstone in the sky. The millstone was 10 feet in size, with one side black and the other white, spinning endlessly, exuding an extreme oppression. The force makes the ground below sink. Black and white impermanence teamed up. Yu Wenpo and the others were terrified. The most terrifying thing about black and white impermanence is joining forces. With their joint efforts, they can explode into the top 10 combat power in the heaven list. Yin-Yang Great Grinding Disc. This move is the strongest ultimate move of black and white impermanence, and it needs to be used together. When it is used at this time, the huge millstone with a diameter of tens of meters rotates and crushes down from the sky, crushing towards Su Hao as if Tianwei. Interesting. There was a strangeness in Su Hao's eyes, and then Su Hao took a deep breath. In his body, 9 cyclones spun crazily, and an unbelievably huge qi was compressed crazily in his chest, and then gushed out. Roar. From Su Hao's throat, a roar that shook the world came out. There is no phase sound. This is an advanced version of Yinfenghu in Ghost Prison, and it needs to be practiced to perfection in the 9 Yin manual to be able to cast it. Boom. Under Su Hao's roar, the ground trembled violently, as if the mountains were shaking and the ground was shaking. Stones with a diameter of more than half a meter around Su Hao were smashed by the vibration, and even big trees 100 meters away were shaking. It exploded under the roar. The invisible sonic waves swept towards the 4 directions, invincible. Ka ka ka. Under the impact of Wuxiang Yinggang, the crushing yin-yang grinding disc in the sky made an overwhelmed cracking sound, and the whole thing shattered. This shocking scene was unforgettable for Yu Wenpo and others. Facing this terrifying attack, Su Hao could break it with just a roar. How terrible is this? How can it be? Cough cough cough. Black and white impermanence coughed violently, coughed up mouthfuls of blood. His expression suddenly changed, his face was as pale as paper, and he stared blankly at the scene in front of him. Their strongest blow, they used all their strength, but Su Hao it was shattered with a roar, and they all wondered if they were hallucinating. Su Hao's 9 Yin mantra has reached the realm of 9 chapters, and his skill is as strong as that of the Dragon Transformation Grandmaster. Even if it is the same innate peak black and white impermanence, they are far inferior to Su Hao together. Call. Easily deciphering the ultimate move, Su Hao's body swayed, and his whole body disappeared like a phantom, instantly appearing in front of black and white Wuchang, stretching out his hands and grabbing their necks. The black and white impermanence ultimate move was cracked and suffered backlash. At this time, he was unable to evade Su Hao's attack at all, and was caught by Su Hao. Crack. Su Hao's 5 fingers gathered together, and with the sound of bones shattering, black and white Wuchang's neck was crushed to pieces. We will die at the hands of a young man. There is still a trace of confusion in the eyes of black and white impermanence. They are the strongest in the top rankings, facing a young man who is so powerless and easily killed. The necks of the black, white and impermanent couple were crushed by Su Hao, and the two of them fell to the ground softly, without a sound. Black and white impermanence is dead. Shengxing Taibao Sun Shengxing's body trembled. They came here today to test Cao Tiangong's state. As imagined, Cao Tiangong couldn't even make a move, but he didn't expect to kill Su Hao. Black and white are impermanent. The two masters fell on the spot. And Sun Shengxing quickly came back to his senses. He grabbed the unconscious ninth prince in his hands, and said angrily, "Don't come here, or I will kill him." Sun Shengxing took the ninth prince as a hostage, and he believed that he could escape easily. "Don't be impulsive. Let the ninth prince go, he's just a child." Sure enough, Yu Wenpo and others kept shouting, fearing that Sun Shengxing would kill the ninth prince. However, Su Hao looked at Sun Shengxing. When the eyes met, Sun Shengxing suddenly realized that something was wrong. He only felt that Su Hao's eyes were like two black holes, sucking his soul into him. It is the method of instigating souls. Chapter 25. Soon Sun Shengxing bit the tip of his tongue and broke free from the influence of the soul-stirring method, but this short time was enough for Su Hao to kill him thousands of times. Puff! A Xuanian sword intent shot out from Su Hao's body, circled, and past Sun Shengxing's neck. Sun Shengxing staggered back a few steps, a bloodline appeared on the neck, the whole head was separated from the neck, and landed on the ground. It rolled down several times on the ground and died on the spot. Impermanence in black and white, and supreme protector of divine action, these three well-known warriors in the magic way all fell here tonight. Brother Su, I really admire your strength, and you will definitely rank among the top 3 in the heaven list. Yu Wenpo swallowed his saliva and said in shock and admiration. Su Hao's strength is definitely at the top of the heavenly ranking. In the entire Shantian realm, he is almost invincible. He may even be ranked first in the heavenly ranking. He may not be the strongest Shantian. Well, let's go back. Su Hao shook his head. Beheading these 3 people was a piece of cake for him. In today's world, only Grandmaster Huolong can fight against him. A group of people returned to the imperial city with the bodies of the ninth prince, black and white Wuchang and others. Undoubtedly, after this battle, Su Hao's reputation has grown even stronger, and he has a faint tendency to become the strongest innate talent in the world. As for Su Hao, who returned to the imperial city, he absorbed and refined the kung fu from the corpses of black and white impermanence, Shengxing Taibao and others. Su Hao's 9 yin mantra has reached the perfect state, but his Biming divine art is not there yet. Biming divine art. This martial art is not just as simple as being able to absorb other people's skills, it is also a very profound internal energy, which can cultivate the Biming Xuanjin that combines yin and yang, and gathers in the sea of qi in the dantian, and in every meridian. Theoretically speaking, as long as Su Hao's body can bear it, Biming Shenggong can absorb and refine other people's skills without limit. And the strength of Su Hao's body, who has cultivated the 13-story dragon elephant golden body, is unparalleled in the world. Previously, Su Hao mainly practiced the 9 yin manual, but now that the 9 yin manual is complete, these extra skills should not be wasted, and Su Hao used it to practice the Biming divine kung fu. Call. With the continuous refining of the qi of Shengxing Taibao and others, in Su Hao's dantian, there is an endless stream of Biming Xuanjin, which is divided into 2 colors, ice blue and scarlet red. Cold and hot, 1 yin and 1 yang, can be switched at will. After refining the internal skills of 3 congenitally perfect fighters, Su Hao's Biming divine art has also reached a very high level, but it is far from reaching the limit. Even with 10 more congenitally perfect, Su Hao can easily refine it. However, there are not many warriors who are congenitally perfect. In Su Hao's retreat, a year flies by. There are big things happening this year. Emperor Xia has passed away. On this day, Su Hao learned from Shangguan Nan that the current Emperor Xia had passed away. Today's Emperor Xia is over 100 years old, but he finally survived this winter and passed away. Fortunately, Emperor Xia had already written the will. When he died, the crown prince would take his place. Undoubtedly, there was mourning in the entire imperial palace, and white banners were hung everywhere in the entire imperial city, full of mourning. Su Hao didn't have much feeling about this. He had never even seen the Emperor Shah. Birth, old age, sickness and death were even more common. Su Hao would become a professional reincarnator in the future, and he would definitely see more lives and deaths. 1 week after Emperor Shah's death, the new Emperor Shah ascended the throne. On this day, Shangguan Nan found Su Hao and told Su Hao something that surprised him. Mr. Su, Cao Qiansui wants to see you. Shangguan South Road. Cao Qiansui. Su Hao was taken aback. Within the Great Shah dynasty, there was only one person who could be called Cao Qiansui, and that person was Cao Tiangong, the master of dragon transformation who was listed in the god list, and also the patron saint of the Great Shah dynasty. Cao Tiangong wants to see him now. Okay, take me there. Su Hao didn't hesitate. He also wanted to meet this dragon master for a long time, and immediately asked Shangguan Nan to lead the way. And Shangguan Nan took Su Hao to a palace in the imperial city. Inside the palace, the lights seemed a little dim, and inside the palace, an old voice sounded, "Please come in." Su Hao entered the deep part of the palace as he said, and Su Hao saw an old man sitting quietly on a futon not far away, an extremely old man. The old man was disheveled, skinny, and exuded a stale air. There is no doubt that this person is Cao Tiangong, the master of the god list, but his state at this time is extremely weak, completely exhausted. Come and sit down, Cao Tiangong said. Su Hao was not polite, and sat down opposite Cao Tiangong. He glanced at Cao Tiangong, and said in a deep voice, "Cao Qiansui, you seem to be in a bad state." Cao Tiangong's old face showed a trace of sadness. He smiled wryly and said, "That's right. I'm near the end of my life. After all, I can't go any further." This made Su Hao a little silent, but he had already guessed it was so. 1 year ago, the Shengxing Taibao made a big fuss in the imperial city. Cao Tiangong didn't show up, and the outside world rumored that Cao Tiangong might have run out of fuel. Cao Tiangong sighed. Grandmaster Hualong is just a mortal after all. After 1,000 years, his body will age rapidly and his state will decline sharply until he dies. I have lived for thousands of years and explored martial arts. A pinch of Lois. Su Hao on the other side didn't speak. Cao Tiangong lived for 1,000 years, and he was a master of the wind and clouds all his life. Now that he is dead, he is much luckier than 99% of the people. I don't know if Cao Qiansui called the junior to come here. Does he have something to explain? Su Hao said, knowing that Cao Tiangong must have something to call him. Sure enough, Cao Tiangong calmed down, stared at Su Hao and said, "Su Hao, your talent is greater than mine, much stronger than when I was young. I believe it is only a matter of time before you become a master of dragon transformation in the future. I heard that you have star-absorbing Dafa. I am willing to give you all the power of my life, so that you can become a master of dragon transformation faster." As soon as this remark came out, Su Hao was also surprised. If Su Hao could absorb the 1,000-year skill of a master of dragon transformation, he would definitely be able to improve his skills greatly, and even take that step in a short period of time to become a master of dragon transformation. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Chapter 26. What do you need me to do? Su Hao then asked. Knowing that there is no such thing as a free lunch in this world, although Cao Tiangong is about to die, but donating his self-cultivation skills to a person he met for the first time, this kind-hearted Su Hao asked himself that he couldn't do it, and Cao Tiangong must have a request. Sure enough, Cao Tiangong did not beat around the bush. He said bluntly, "My death must not be hidden from the outside world. Once I die, and the new emperor has just ascended the throne, there will be chaos in the world. Those powerful demons will definitely overthrow the imperial power. I want while you are alive, keep the Great Shah royal family from being destroyed. The Great Shah dynasty has always tried its best to suppress the evil way. There are countless strong men in the evil way, but with Cao Tiangong around, these strong men can only endure. Once Cao Tiangong dies, those strong men who have been suppressed for a long time will definitely directly enter the imperial city and take revenge." Cao Tiangong's request was very simple. In short, he asked Su Hao to replace him as the patron saint of the Great Shah dynasty, and to keep the Great Shah dynasty from being destroyed while he was alive. "Okay, I promise." As long as I live in this world for one day, I will guarantee that the great Shah dynasty will not be destroyed. Su Hao agreed directly without hesitation. Su Hao had already received a lot of benefits from the royal family, and Su Hao himself didn't want to see people die. In addition, Cao Tiangong was willing to give him his 1,000-year cultivation base, so Su Hao had no reason to refuse. Okay, I hope you can go further than me. Seeing Su Hao agreeing, a smile appeared on Cao Tiangong's face, but his breath gradually dissipated. Cao Tiangong received the kindness of the contemporary Emperor Shah thousands of years ago, and he fought for the great Shah dynasty all his life, ensuring the prosperity of the great Shah dynasty for thousands of years. Now that he got Su Hao's promise, he went there with peace of mind. Even the top reincarnators pursue immortality. Seeing Cao Tiangong's death, Su Hao also thought to himself, every reincarnator pursues great power and immortality, but it is estimated that there are not many who can achieve this step. Absorb Cao Tiangong's cultivation base. I hope to be promoted to the realm of Dragon Transformation Master quickly. Su Hao didn't hesitate, and began to absorb Cao Tiangong's skill with Biming Divine Art. Cao Tiangong has practiced for thousands of years, and Su Hao's cultivation can only be described as vast as the sea. But now it all belongs to Su Hao. Su Hao quickly refined the cultivation base in Cao Tiangong's body, accommodated it into his dantian, transformed it into Biming Gang Qi, and stored it in every inch of tendons and bones in his body. If you were an ordinary person, even if you also mastered the Biming Divine Art, you would not be able to refine the cultivation base of a master of dragon transformation like Su Hao, and you would be blown away alive. However, the physique brought by Su Hao's 13-story dragon elephant golden body is rare in the world, even the 1,000-year skill of the master of dragon transformation can withstand it. As time passed by every minute and every second, Su Hao felt that his Biming magic power had also become unbelievably strong. The Biming Gang Qi in his body was divided into red and blue. It is like a 1,000-year-old black ice that freezes everything. I have touched that limit. As long as I break this limit, I can become a master of dragon transformation. Su Hao clearly felt that he had touched a limit. To become a master of dragon transformation, he had to break through this limit, leap into the dragon gate, and live 1,000 years. It is even able to fly into the sky and escape from the ground. As long as I practice my own 9 yin scriptures, dragon elephant golden body, and Biming divine art beyond the limit, to an unprecedented level, I will be able to achieve a breakthrough. Su Hao also clearly knows how to break through the dragon transformation grandmaster. For example, Cao Tiangong, the reason why he became the master of dragon transformation is that he has practiced his own Tiangong boy kung fu to a level that surpasses the predecessors, and has never been seen before, so he made a breakthrough. Correspondingly, Su Hao can also make himself reach the peak of martial arts, just go one step further. It's easier said than done, but it's only a matter of time before Su Hao, who has the aptitude of a 1,000-year-old evildoer, completes this step. I can use the characteristics of Biming Gangchi to contain all things, and make the 9 yin scriptures achieve a leap. Su Hao soon thought of the direction of breakthrough. The Biming divine art is inclusive of all things. Its yin and yang characteristics are very necessary for the 9 yin scriptures. What Su Hao has to do is to learn the advantages of the Biming divine art. Push the 9 yin scriptures to a higher level. The 9 yin cyclones in Su Hao's body rotated extremely fast, and Su Hao's Biming Gang Qi merged into them. Gradually, the 9 cyclones gradually merged into one. Boom! In Su Hao's body, Gang Qi surged like a dragon roaring, and his body gradually transformed. Beyond the realm of the 9th chapter of the 9 yin manual, it was gradually born on Su Hao. This realm is formed by absorbing the characteristics of the fusion of yin and yang, and nothing can tolerate it. The 9 cyclones are combined into one, which is more than 10 times stronger than the realm in chapter 9. Su Hao named this realm beyond the 9th chapter of the 9 yin manual as 9 yin guiyuan. Crack. As the 9 yin manual breaks through the limit, Su Hao's stellar energy soars crazily, surpassing the acme that a congenital warrior can achieve. After breaking through the limit, Su Hao's body naturally undergoes transformation and leaps into all realms. Everyone's dream of being a master of dragon transformation. Is this the realm of the dragon transformation grandmaster? He is stronger than his predecessors, and he is a dragon among men, with a lifespan of 1,000 years. Feeling the changes in his body, Su Hao secretly admired that every dragon master is an existence beyond the limit, a generation of legends and myths. After reaching the Dragon Transformation Grandmaster, to a certain extent, there is no threat in this world anymore. Even if you meet a strong person who is also the Dragon Transformation Grandmaster, even if you are defeated, it is very easy to escape. Su Hao's aptitude for 1,000 years of evildoer level, his cultivation has already reached the limit, coupled with the gift of Cao Tiangong's 1,000 years of skill, he finally realized the achievement of transforming into a master of dragon transformation. But now Su Hao is only 20 years old, the 20-year-old Dragon Transformation Grandmaster. No one will believe it. This is an unprecedented achievement. No one can know that Su Hao has quietly become a master of dragon transformation here. After all, in the eyes of others, it is too difficult to become a master of dragon transformation. Even Cao Tiangong, who has already been transformed, feels that even with his own skills, Su Hao should be able to complete the breakthrough in the past 10 years, but in fact Su Hao the breakthrough was faster than anyone expected. In this world, basically no one can pose a threat to me anymore. Feeling the changes in himself, a gratified smile appeared on the corner of Su Hao's mouth. Now he is truly at the top. Will be invincible for thousands of years, 10,000 years, and even surpass any previous dragon masters, and become an unprecedented, strong man that has never been seen in this world. Chapter 27. Becoming a dragon master is basically the end for others, invincible in the world, and has become a martial arts myth in people's mouth. But Su Hao saw with his own eyes that Cao Tiangong, a master of dragon transformation, had no resistance in the face of time, so he could only die unwillingly. He understood that even a master of dragon transformation was only better than a congenital warrior and lived a little longer. A few years later, it will still disappear in the dust of history, and not many people will remember it. What Su Hao wants to do is to be truly invincible. Even if he leaves, his legend will always be circulated in this world. The 9 yin scriptures have reached the state of 9 yuan returning to 1, and my internal strength has become stronger. Can I push the dragon and elephant golden body to a level beyond the limit? After Su Hao broke through, he was not satisfied with his current strength. The dragon elephant golden body was linked to Su Hao's internal strength. The stronger Su Hao's internal strength was, the easier it was for him to cultivate the dragon elephant golden body. The dragon elephant golden body has been cultivated to the 13th level of perfection before, but now Su Hao's 9 yin manual has reached the state of Zhuan Gai, and his internal strength is 10 times stronger than before. Now he wants to make the dragon elephant golden body push up to the realm of transcendence. Su Hao sat cross-legged and cultivated the golden body of the dragon elephant. The endless power of the dragon elephant was born and refined Su Hao's physical body. But Su Hao's physical body has reached an extreme, and it would be extremely difficult to make further progress, so Su Hao thought of another way. I might as well condense the power of the dragon and elephant into substance. Su Hao thought of a way, that is, instead of strengthening the body with the power of the dragon and elephant, store it up. Rumble. Trembling in the void, a gigantic beast appeared above Su Hao's head. This giant beast looked like a giant elephant, but with dragon horns on its head and thick armored dragon scales on its body, like a combination of a dragon and an elephant. Su Hao continuously injected the power of the dragon elephant into it, making the phantom of the dragon elephant gradually condense from a phantom to a solid one, and majesty filled the hall. A phantom of a dragon elephant. In Su Hao's vision, the limit is to gather 13 dragon elephant phantoms. One hair can move the whole body. Su Hao's breakthrough in the 9 yin manual actually made him start to have a breakthrough even with the dragon and elephant golden body. Su Hao's progress can be said to be a matter of course, and it is not an exaggeration to say that he has made rapid progress. While Su Hao was in retreat, the outside world was full of turmoil. Golden Dragon Hall. This is the center of the imperial city, and it is also the place where Emperor Sha discusses important matters with many ministers, but at this moment, it seems that swords are on the verge of breaking out. Second brother. What do you mean? It was the time of the morning meeting. On the throne was a man with sword-browed and star-eyed eyes. He was the newly enthroned Emperor Sha of the Great Sha dynasty. He was enthroned as emperor under the will, but at this moment he was staring down with a gloomy face. Under the seat was a fat man with a big belly. He was the second son of the old Emperor Shah, and also the second younger brother of the current Emperor Shah, the original second Prince Shah Yu. The ministers in the Golden Dragon Hall all looked ugly, and they contained anger that was about to explode. At this time, the second Prince Shah Yu appeared in the hall wearing a golden dragon robe, and his intentions were already obvious. The second Prince, Shah Yu, was wearing a dragon robe. He stared at Emperor Shah on the throne, and said with a sneer, "What do I mean? Of course I want to inherit the throne. When it comes to governing the country, I am not inferior to you. Sent to other places, let you inherit the throne, why? Just because you were born half a month earlier than me. The succession to the throne is usually inherited by the eldest son." The second Prince Shah Yu thought he would be no worse than the first prince, and he worked hard for it, but the result was that the first prince became the new Shah emperor without any suspense. The Prince Shah Yu was burning with anger, and the current scene happened. "Stop messing around. Second Prince, you have to know what you are doing now. This is a serious crime of beheading. Quickly kneel down and admit your mistake. You can still be punished lightly." All the ministers scolded, telling Shah Yu not to mess around. However, Shah Yu didn't even look at these ministers. He looked up at Emperor Shah coldly, and said coldly, "For the sake of you being my eldest brother, I will give you two choices today, and you will take the initiative to abdicate to make way for the virtuous, otherwise, only death." Shah Yu's move can be described as treasonous. It made it clear that today he will kill the king and replace him. "Get out." At this time, beside Emperor Shah, a man in golden armor stepped forward and shouted angrily. This man was tall and handsome, and it was none other than Jin General Yu Wenpo, one of the few masters in the imperial city who was also loyal to the imperial family. Facing the coercion of Yu Wenpo, a strong man in the heaven list, Shah Yu couldn't help showing fear in his eyes. "Oh, so majestic. Who do you want to get out?" At this time, from outside the main hall, an afterimage flashed, and beside Shah Yu was a black-robed man. This black-robed man was 2 meters tall, muscular, and burly like a human. He stared at Yu Wenpo, he smile. To be able to ignore the strict security in the imperial city and directly enter the Golden Dragon Palace, this person's cultivation level is absolutely unfathomable. "Master Mokuang, you are finally here." Seeing this person appear, Shah Yu's face showed joy, and he let out a long breath of relief. Devil mad. When Shah Yu revealed the identity of this burly man, everyone's expressions changed. "Mokuang, this is a thunderous name. He is a giant of the magic way, the suzerain of the Mokui sect. His strength is unpredictable, he ranks 8th on the list, and he is the most powerful person under the real Dragon Master." At the beginning Mo Kuizong was wiped out by Cao Tiangong, a large number of masters fled to death, and Mo Kuang escaped from Cao Tiangong, waiting for the opportunity, but now he appeared here. What to do is self-evident up. "Ma Kuang, you are so brave, you dare to appear in the imperial city, aren't you afraid of dying here today?" Yuan said angrily. "There are many masters in the imperial city. Even if a demon appears and is besieged, there is only one dead end." "Madness. What about the people outside? How did you let him in?" Some ministers' expression changed when they heard the name of the demon madman, and they didn't understand what the guards outside the Golden Dragon Hall were doing. "Ah!" At this time, a series of screams sounded outside the Golden Dragon Hall, and a feeling of uneasiness spread in everyone's heart. Mo Kuang sneered. "I'm not the only one here today." As the voice fell, a large group of people stepped into the Golden Dragon Hall outside the main hall in the distance. Each of them had a strong and devilish aura. "Tianmo Sanren. He is the suzerain of the Tianmo sect, and he is here. There is also the King of Mad Heart. His strength is not inferior to that of Demon Mad, he is a giant of Demon Dao." Someone recognized the strong man in this group of people, and everyone's expressions changed. Among this group of people, there are many world-famous big devils. They came together at this time, obviously premeditated. Chapter 28. Second brother, you actually colluded with demons and monsters. Shah Huang said angrily. The second Prince Shah Yu dared to appear here directly in the dragon robe. He really had some support, and this support came from Mo Kuang and other powerful demonic powers. Yu Wenpo felt a numbness in his scalp. He stared at a short and thin Taoist-robed man with two small beards among the demon heads. He gritted his teeth and said, Master Tianchi, you, and even came. The Heavenly Corpse Master. He is an existence known to everyone. Just because the Heavenly Corpse Master is the number one person under the Dragon Transformation Grandmaster, and he is ranked the number one powerhouse in the Heaven list. The Heavenly Corpse Master was unremarkable, even a little wretched. Next to him were three men who were dressed in black robes, their whole bodies covered in black robes, who looked like bodyguards. It's hard to imagine that this short Taoist is recognized as number one in the Heaven list. His appearance and reputation really don't match. The Heavenly Corpse Master chuckled. Why didn't you dare to come? Although I have no interest in secular power struggles, I am very interested in Cao Tiangong's corpse. Now that he is dead, I will collect his corpse. Cao Qiansui is dead. That must be the case, otherwise how dare these monsters come to the imperial city with great fanfare? Hearing the words of the Heavenly Corpse Master, everyone was immediately agitated, some were in disbelief, and some were stunned. With Cao Tiangong present, the great Xia dynasty is as stable as Mount Tai. No evil heretic dares to covet the great Xia dynasty. But now that Cao Tiangong is dead, the demon powerhouses who got the news have been suppressed for a long time. How can they bear it? Immediately, they came hand in hand, went directly to the Golden Dragon Palace, and supported the second Prince Sha Yu, who wanted to directly control the entire imperial city. HMPH, it's fine if Cao Tiangong didn't die. If he's still alive, he's at the end of his battle. I still want to pay back the revenge for destroying the sect. Mo Kuang snorted coldly. As if Sha Yu had the winning ticket in his hands, he sneered and said, Brother, I will give you one last chance to abdicate on your own initiative, otherwise don't blame me for being rude. Sha Huang was gnashing his teeth in anger. Sha Yu's alliance with these monsters would undoubtedly lead wolves into the house, which would lead to unforeseen consequences. If these powerful monsters were allowed to take power, the entire great Xia dynasty would be in dire straits and the world would be turned upside down. General Yuan, take down this traitor and traitor. Emperor Xia ordered. Yes. Yu Wenpo yelled angrily, but he couldn't hold back any longer. At this moment, he was ordered, and his figure flashed, and he went straight to Xia Yu, intending to take him down. Yuanpo, I'll play with you. A burly figure stepped out in one step. It was the burly Mo Kuang. Boom. The two of them crossed a long distance and collided heavily. The huge shock reverberated in the Golden Dragon Hall, causing many ministers to blacken their eyes and stare in their eyes. They almost fainted. Huge cracks spread across the rocky ground. Den den den. As soon as the two strong men reached the point, the tall and burly Mo Kuang didn't retreat a single step, while Yu Wenpo staggered and retreated in succession. Every step he stepped on, the floor he stepped on cracked, and he took 7 or 8 steps before he could stand firmly. Cough cough cough. After standing still, Yu Wenpo coughed violently, and there was already a trace of scarlet blood on the corner of his mouth. It was only a collision, and he suffered serious internal injuries. They are both strong in the Heaven list. Yu Wenpo ranks in the top 30, while Mo Kuang is the 8th in the Sky list. The difference between the two is too big, and among a group of strong men in the magic way, a giant like Mo Kuang there are 2 or 3 more. Not to mention that even the number 1 and unfathomable powerhouses like Master Tianchi have come. Now that Yuan Tiangong is dead, who can hold back this group of powerhouses? Mo Kuang easily repelled Yu Wenpo, and Xia Yu was also relieved when he saw this. Mo Kuang's black hair flew up. Looking around, everyone in the Golden Dragon Hall couldn't help avoiding his gaze, which made Mo Kuang laugh wildly. Without Cao Tiangong, you are worthy to rule this dynasty with your gang of wine bags and rice bags. Quote. Mo Kuang was extremely flamboyant. It is said that my younger brother Mo Lai was abolished by a kid named Su Hao. Now let him stand up. I will let him be hacked into pieces and make atonement with death. The Mokui sect was annihilated by Cao Tiangong at the beginning, and the deputy Lord Mo Lai and others were captured alive. Later, Su Hao sucked the power of Mo Lai and others completely. The Mo Kuang who learned about this matter was undoubtedly angry. To the extreme, but with Cao Tiangong around, he didn't dare to take the lead. Now that Cao Tiangong is dead, Mo Kuang came to the imperial city together with other strong men. One of the purposes of Mo Kuang's visit is to seek revenge from Su Hao, vowing to make him pay the worst price. Really, I'd like to see what ability you have to stand in front of me. At this time, a cold voice sounded, and at the entrance of the Golden Dragon Hall, a young man in black came slowly. It was Su Hao. Mr. Su. When Shangguanan and Yu Wenpo saw Su Hao's arrival, there was a hint of surprise in their eyes. Cao Tiangong is dead, now the strongest in the imperial city is Su Hao, he has finally arrived. There is no doubt about Su Hao's strength, but facing so many demonic powerhouses, maybe it's hard to do it alone. After Yu Wenpo and the others were overjoyed, they became worried. Yu Wenpo has seen Su Hao's attack before, and his strength can definitely be at the top of the list, but Mo Kuang, Guangxin Wang and others are all strong at the same level, and Master Tianxi is recognized as a leader in the list first. Here, how could Su Hao be the opponent of so many giants of magic? You are Su Hao. When Mo Kuang saw Su Hao, his eyes were blood red. He hated this man who ruined his brother to the extreme. As for the messy-haired king of Mad Heart, he also stared at Su Hao. I have a good relationship with black and white impermanence. They all died in your hands. Today you will pay for it. The celestial corpse master looked Su Hao up and down, his eyes gleaming, as if staring at a rare treasure, and muttered to himself, this young man is very good. If he can be refined into a corpse slave, must be very good. The appearance of Su Hao attracted the attention of all magicians in the audience, and they all regarded Su Hao as a thorn in their side. Facing the crowd of demon powerhouses who were staring at him, Su Hao was very calm. He said indifferently, I promised Cao Tiangong that the royal family would not be destroyed and the great Xia dynasty would not be overthrown while I was alive. You mob, it's nothing more than a group of ants in my eyes. Ants. These demon powerhouses are very arrogant and unscrupulous, and they rushed directly to the imperial city to force the current emperor Xia to abdicate, support the new emperor, and control the entire great Xia dynasty, but Su Hao is even more arrogant than them, saying that these demon giants are a group ants. Of course, they didn't know that Su Hao wasn't arrogant, but just expounding a fact. If it was before, Su Hao would have to be more careful when facing this group of strong demons, but now Su Hao is standing at a different height. In his eyes, these so-called demon powerhouses are really a group of ants that don't interest him. Chapter 29. Okay, let me, the madman, take a look. What qualifications do you have to speak out? Mo Kuang, who had hatred for Su Hao, licked his lips, his eyes gleaming with blood, and wanted to be the first to take Su Hao down. The rest of the demon powers didn't intend to intervene, and stood with their hands behind their backs. With the strength of the demons, they should be enough to take down Su Hao. There is no morality, you have to fight alone. One finger is enough to kill you. Facing Mo Kuang, Su Hao said indifferently. You bastard, you must die today. The true body of the dark demon. Enraged by Su Hao, Mo Kuang let out a low growl, and the gang qi in his body circulated, pouring into every inch of muscle and bone in his body. Ka ka ka. Amidst a series of explosions, Mo Kuang's muscles and bones groaned, and his originally 2-meter-high body was abruptly raised by more than 1 foot. The wind swept across, and everyone in the oppressive Golden Dragon Hall retreated unconsciously. Just now Mo Kuang injured me and I haven't used my full strength. Is this the strength of the top 10 levels in the Tianbang? Yu Wenpo was also shocked. Mo Kuang wounded him in a face-to-face, but he didn't use his full strength. Mo Kuang, this super strong man directly reveals his strongest form at this moment, and wants to smash Su Hao to pieces in full view. Kill. Mo Kui suppresses the world. Mo Kuang stepped on the ground with his soles, and his entire 2-meter-high body rubbed against the air, causing a series of sonic booms, which were so fast that it was unbelievable, and he punched furiously. Boom. Violent tremors in the void. Strong wind blowing to the face. This powerful punch can shatter a body made of iron and steel. Mo Kuang was enraged by Su Hao, and he made no reservations about his shots. He wanted this arrogant kid to pay the most a heavy price. Facing Mo Kuang's astonishing punch, many people who witnessed this scene unconsciously held their breath, but Su Hao stood there motionless as if he hadn't reacted. Boom. Mo Kuang's heavy fist landed on Su Hao's chest, but there was no astonishing movement as imagined, or the scene of Su Hao being seriously injured and flying backwards. Back. Even the corner of the clothes just fluttered slightly. What? Mo Kuang was stunned. He only felt that his punch fell into a sea. No matter how powerful it would be wiped out. It was difficult to cause any damage to the sea itself, and all the power was dispelled. Not good. What made Mo Kuang even more frightening was that a strong suction emerged from Su Hao's body, making him unable to pull back. His whole body felt like an electric shock, and the strength and skills in his body were continuously drawn out by Su Hao. It is Biming Divine Art. Biming Divine Art is a very mysterious magical art that absorbs and diffuses other people's attacks. Su Hao's Biming Divine Art has absorbed all the power of a Dragon Transformation Grandmaster, and it is so strong that any attack below the Dragon Transformation Grandmaster it can't hurt him at all, and even if it touches him, the power will be drawn continuously, and it's impossible to break free. I said. One finger can kill you. Looking at Mo Kuang with cold sweat on his forehead and a look of fear on his face, Su Hao said coldly, and then pointed at Mo Kuang's brow. No. Mo Kuang was terrified and wanted to dodge, but his whole body was absorbed by Su Hao's Biming magic power, and his body was so weak that he couldn't control it like an electric shock. He could only watch helplessly as the finger touched his above the forehead. Puff. With a soft sound, Mo Kuang's struggle stopped, and a finger force tore his skull, penetrated his head, and came out from the back of the head, revealing a transparent blood hole. Boom. Mo Kuang's 2-meter-high body fell limply to the ground, with a hint of unwillingness and disbelief still remaining in his eyes. I am the 8th in the celestial list, one of the strongest innate warriors, will die in the hands of a mere boy. The devil is dead. The magic warriors who were going to watch the play were all stunned. The two sides fought for only a few breaths, and the magic madness was like an ant. It didn't cause any harm to Su Hao, but was stabbed to death by Su Hao's finger. This is completely beyond their imagination. Great. Shangguan Nan and the others were naturally overjoyed. Su Hao was simply a miracle worker. His appearance quickly reversed the bad situation. This kid's strength is unfathomable. The Mad Heart King and other giants of the magic way felt chills. Su Hao's methods were too weird. Mo Kuang easily died in his hands. Even if they were prepared, they might not be Su Hao's opponent. Master Heavenly Corpse, please take care of him. A strong man in the way of magic said respectfully to the Master of the Heavenly Corpse. As soon as these words came out, Yu Wenpo and the others were startled and became serious. Master Tianxi, recognized as number 1 in the heaven list, has been ranked number 1 in the sky list for 50 or 60 years, the number 1 person under the Master of Dragon Transformation. His methods are also extremely strange. Countless people are dissatisfied with his number 1 position. Famous and strong men challenged him, but all of them died in his hands without exception. Brother Su, be careful, this person is the Master of the Celestial Corpse, the Master of the Celestial Corpse who ranks first in the heavenly ranking list. Yu Wenpo quickly reminded Su Hao. Number 1 in the heavenly ranking. Su Hao looked at Master Tianxi with some surprise. To be able to rank first in the heavenly ranking in the world of so many strong warriors is definitely not for nothing. The heavenly corpse master looked at Su Hao with a smile on his face, and he said with admiration, "Young man, it is true that talented people come from generation to generation. I didn't expect that there would be such a young and strong man like you in the world in such a short period of time. Many people even think that you have the strength to challenge me." Su Hao killed Black and White Impermanence a year ago, and is considered to have the strength of the top 3 in the heaven list. Some people even think that he can challenge the Celestial Corpse Master and become the strongest innate. Naturally unhappy. Master Tianxi said confidently. No one can beat me, at least while I'm alive. Oh, Su Hao replied flatly, and that attitude caused the veins on the forehead of Master Tianxi to bulge. Does the kid nowadays think that he can stand out from the crowd with a little strength? That's fine, let me let you understand the gap between us. The Heavenly Corpse Master said with cold eyes. Heavenly Corpse. The Heavenly Corpse Master yelled, and the 3 men beside him, all covered in black robes, stepped forward with a sudden step, with unbelievably powerful aura emerging from their bodies. This aura surpassed the innate, and faintly condensed into a black aura, permeating the hall, like a beast looking down on everyone. Transformation. Dragon Transformation Grand Master. Yu Wenpo swallowed a mouthful of saliva, Feeling the breath that made his heart palpitate, he blurted out and said in shock. The aura exuded by those three black-robed men already surpassed the innate acme, making Yu Wenpo, a congenitally perfect Tianbang powerhouse, involuntarily fear and tremble. Only Hualong Grand Master can do this. Those three men in black robes who looked like bodyguards who surrounded the celestial corpse master without saying a word were all the dragon transformation Grand Masters. The aura emanating from the three men in black robes cannot be faked. Chapter 30. Three Dragon Masters. Su Hao was also taken aback, because he, who is also a master of Hualong, felt that the aura of the three black-robed men was indeed similar to that of the master of Hualong, but it was strange that Su Hao didn't feel a trace of it from the three black-robed men. Breathing like three dead bodies. Shangguan Nan on the side thought of something, and he said with a startled face, I have read the records about Master Tianxi Zong. This sect masters a technique of refining corpses, which can refine zombies and control them. These three dragon masters are not living people, but zombies. This statement surprised everyone. With a smile on the corner of his mouth, Master Tianxi said with a faint smile, Yes, my own strength is mediocre, but I have traveled all over the world these years, digging the places where the dragon masters fell, and finally found three that are still in good condition. Corpses, and refined them into three corpse puppets under my control. With three corpse puppets at the master level of dragon transformation, the so-called Tianbang warriors are nothing but chickens and dogs in front of me. There is such a method in the world. Everyone was heartbroken. Turning others into zombies to use against the enemy, such an evil method they had never heard of. Refined the corpses of the three dragon masters into corpse puppets. Even if they are not as powerful as before, they are not something a congenital warrior can contend with. No wonder he can be ranked first in the heaven list, no one can shake him. Some warriors were startled. Master Tian Corpse's combat power is actually average in the Shantian realm, but he has mastered the technique of refining corpses, and he has three corpse puppets at the master level of transforming dragons under his control. With these three corpse puppets, he is enough to sweep everything away. Boy, I will also refine you into a corpse puppet, driven by me for generations to come. The heavenly corpse master said with an evil smile on his face. Then Master Tianxi waved his hand and gave an order. Tianyi, come on, take him down for me. One of the three dragon masters, a tall black-robed puppet, was ordered to step forward with one step. The ground he stepped on was rumbled. In the next second, a series of afterimages and sonic booms were dragged, and he rushed towards Su Hao. A black mist filled the air, revealing a withered and ferocious face under the black robe. This corpse puppet was also a world-renowned dragon transformation master before death, but after death it became the master of the heavenly corpse. The villain's tool, I have to say, is very sad. I'll help you out. Su Hao looked at the black-robed corpse puppet rushing towards him, and he sighed. The black-robed corpse puppet was only 10 feet away from Su Hao in the blink of an eye. He swung a claw full of sharp claws, carrying a fierce aura, and grabbed Su Hao's chest, intending to smash his heart, dig it out. But at this moment Su Hao moved. 9 yins returning to Yuan. Mysterious yin sword intent. Boom. The cyclone in Su Hao's body spun violently, and an unimaginably powerful aura emanated out, as if there were dragons roaring. At this moment, the space seemed to freeze, and the movements of the black-robed corpse puppet were one of a kind. Slowly, and from Su Hao's body, a green sword energy flashed away, cutting out horizontally, cutting a dark crack in the void. Puff. Along with it, the neck of the black-robed corpse puppet was severed, and the head was severed, thrown into the air, and hit the ground heavily. The head of the black-robed corpse puppet was cut off, and its tall and burly body fell limply to the ground. The scene was silent for a while, and the scene was very awkward for a while, and the smile on the face of Master Tianxi also froze. This is a zombie refined from the corpse of the Dragon Transformation Grand Master. Even if he is not as strong as before, but after being refined by the Heavenly Corpse Master, his flesh is like iron, his bones are like steel, his body is so strong that he is almost invincible, and he can face the attacks of Tianbang-level warriors without any damage. But now in front of Su Hao cut off his head like a straw. Grand Master of Dragon Transformation is the Grand Master of Dragon Transformation. A thought arose in the mind of Master Tianxi. and the Quangxin king and the others looked at the flying dragons formed by the aura emanating from Su Hao's body. As if they had realized something, they exclaimed as if they had seen a ghost voice. Now they finally understood why Su Hao never took them seriously, not because Su Hao was arrogant, but because he was already a master of dragon transformation, standing at a completely different height from them. In Su Hao's eyes, being a martial artist on the celestial list or being number one on the celestial list is nothing more than a child's play, and they are not on the same level at all. How is it possible? How could he be the master of dragon transformation? The celestial corpse master, as well as other demon powerhouses, looked at Su Hao, who looked like a god in front of him, in disbelief. There are only a few dragon transformation grandmasters in 1,000 years. Every dragon transformation grandmaster is almost invincible in this world, transcending everything. Everyone is pursuing a higher realm, breaking the shackles, transcending everything. Shangguanan and the others were also stunned. Not long after Cao Tiangong died, a second dragon transformation grandmaster appeared in the Great Xia dynasty. And he was still a teenager in his 20s. This was simply something that had never happened before. God bless me, Daxia. God bless me, Daxia. Emperor Xia couldn't help but keep saying. His face was full of excitement and joy. He knew that today's crisis had been resolved, and with Master Hualong present, the group of so-called demon powerhouses in front of him were nothing more than chickens and dogs, but with Master Hualong here, the Great Xia dynasty could prosper for another 1,000 years. How could it be that a junior became a master of dragon transformation? Master Tian Corpse's face was a little distorted. He used to look down on Su Hao with a condescending senior attitude, but in a blink of an eye, this junior has become a master of dragon transformation that he will never be able to match in his entire life. Tian San, kill him. Kill him for me. Master Tianxi shouted sharply. His voice was sharp and hoarse. Ah! The eyes of the remaining two corpse puppets of dragon transformation grandmaster were bloody. Their throats erupted like beasts, and they rushed towards Su Hao from left to right, trying to tear Su Hao into pieces. These two corpse puppets were world-renowned dragon-turning masters during their lifetime. After being refined into corpse puppets, their strength is far superior to that of ordinary innate consummation. But in the eyes of a real dragon-turning master like Su Hao, they are really not good enough. No threat. Dragon Elephant Phantom. With a slight movement of Su Hao's mind, the power in his body gushed out, forming a phantom of a dragon elephant. From the outside, this phantom was lifelike, and it was the condensation of pure power. Since his physical body could no longer be strengthened, then carry this power in the phantom of the dragon elephant, which is a power beyond the limit of the 13th layer of the golden body of the dragon elephant. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.